Hi everybody, this is Chris Lawton, Intuit Health, and today is day 3 of 30 of me sharing with you my personal healing practice and journey. It's a continuous thing, but I wanted to share with you about how it goes for me, my ups and downs, what I'm working on, and the biggest reason is because it's a reflection, I believe, with people who do what I do as healers. It's very important for us to do our own work so that we can help our clients in the most healthy way. What it brings to mind is when we're doing work like this, especially intuitive work, we're sending our minds into other people's stuff. Usually whoever we're working with has stuff going on within that, right? Physical stuff. And usually for me, if it's physical stuff, there's a root cause usually of some kind of emotional thing, or where you've held some caught up energy that has been created by different stress in our lives or different experiences. So if I'm not doing my work on my own personal self and understanding why I respond to things the way I do, what I carry from my past to create my responses now, if I don't work on that, what happens, and maybe not every intuitive person who does what I do will tell you this, but what happens is when we're working with someone, if their stuff, maybe it's like bad relationships and they've had a violent, experience with a mate. And if I had that experience also, if I haven't worked on that within myself and it's still something that affects my life and affects my triggers, then when I'm working with someone and I see their stuff, it may be hard for me to even realize that my responses to them about how to heal around that won't be guided by my experience, if that makes sense. So it's like energy. If that other person's stuff jiggles the stuff within me that I've experienced, then that will affect how I treat them and what my feedback will be to them. So it's really important for someone who does what I do to work on themselves and to get them as straight as possible. It's a big job. The more work I do, the more invested I feel of the importance of that. So, and that's what I want to share with you. What does that look like? What do I do every day or most days? I mentioned today to my coach that I have a habit of saying every day. And I also have a habit of when I implement something new in my life, I'm always trying to do it every day. But I'm learning it's really important to take a day off, a couple of days off during the week to just let yourself be. So I'm going to say most every day, this is what I do. This morning, I actually sat down, I did some journaling, I did some yoga, got to my yoga mat, and had my coaching appointment. I know I keep mentioning that. That's an important thing in my life. It's probably been, I don't know, about 9 months maybe. I've been working with a coach every single week. It's part accountability, definitely. And it's part therapy. And it's not that she does the therapy for me. She's more of a mirror to help me do my own therapy, right? And the accountability is great because, we say, I make this goal. I want to do this, right? And then it's such a human thing to make a goal, but to forget about the goal or let it fall off and not really work on attaining that. But for me, this has been a great practice to have someone that I am accountable for. So it's not only me that's accountable, I'm accountable to her. So that makes me work that much more harder. The other thing, I feel so weird, like I'm trying to talk to you without my glasses, but I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, even though it's just me. Is that silly? Now I can see George. George is over here sleeping, thank goodness. Okay, so let me put my tag in. All right, so I did write down a couple of things that I wanted to share with you that I've learned about myself today and I've kind of worked through. This morning I was doing I was journaling and I was working at the same time, making posts. Those of you who deal with social media and business, you know, if you're using social media to get your word out, it's a lot of doing. So I was doing that. And then at the same time, some of you might be like familiar with this aspect of life, right? You start to do one thing and then you think, oh crap, I got to do this one and this thing and this thing. Well, I sat at my computer and my mind, it was like someone took my mind and it went into 100 different directions. And I felt like I had to take care of all those things at that moment. Ever feel like that? It was too much. And I wasn't at the point where I'm like, I don't want to do this. It was just like, stop. You're going to drive yourself crazy. So I shut my computer and just walked away, made a cup of coffee. So I talked about this in my coaching session this morning. Like, this is ridiculous. What am I going to do? And I've been having some struggles. Like, I went from having a full-time nursing job to not having that job at all. So I'm working full-time on my business. Of course, it's a natural thing to think, oh my goodness, do I get a part-time job to supplement my income, or do I really dive in and just trust that this is going to work? Now, I work with clients and I will, you know that saying like, walk your walk, or, you know, do what you say that you do, or do what you tell your clients to do, you better be doing yourself, right? So I almost have this little, like, it's like a dare inside of me that I truly believe that we are master manifestors. We can create anything that we want, but we have to believe that we can do that. So I just want to do this beautiful business that I'm building. I want to help people create their own healthcare management within their home and have all these beautiful tools to do that, and to be just awake and alive and aware of what goes on within their body and all the tools that we can use. So I say to myself, do I trust that the universe has my back so that I can do this? Or do I have a safety net? Does that mean that I don't believe what I'm telling people, that we should be able to create whatever we want, right? There's this whole thing going on in my head. So I talked about it this morning, and I'm like, I have to make a plan so that I can just let it go. So I did. So my plan, I'll just share it with you. My plan is I am going to apply for a couple of part-time jobs. Whether I take them or not, at least I'm starting that process, so I have a safety net. And I'm going to focus a lot on my intuitive readings as almost like a little side business. And then I can work on this big wellness center project at an even tempered rate, instead of having to try to do it all at once, which is what I was trying to do this morning. So, and then here's the other thing, and this is something that you could use in your life. I don't want to worry, right? Because worrying brings up negative vibes that get in the way of you being free, or me being free, of me being trusting in that I can create what I want to create. So I've made a promise to myself that I will go one day at a time. That's a common theme, right? You just take one day at a time, or you have to take 1 hour at a time, whatever works. So I've chosen to take 24 hours at a time, and I'm just going to take those 24 hours and not worry about things not working out. I'm just going to dive right in and believe that I am creating this amazing thing and the universe has my back. At the end of the 24 hours, I'm going to check in. If I need to have a little fear fest, I'll let that happen. And then I'll get back on board with my 24 hours of not worrying. And to think about it, imagine the power of 100% believing what you're doing is going to work, instead of spending that time in fear, doing it anyways, but in fear that it's not going to work. Imagine the difference. Imagine getting all the obstacles out of your way, and just going forward and doing what you want to do. So that's what I'm doing. I'll let you know how that works. I haven't worried actually today once I put it down. I woke this morning. I haven't had this feeling for a really long time. But you know when you're really nervous and you literally have like bubbles of anxiety coming up into your, like from your belly up to your chest. Not gas. I mean those like butterflies, you know. And that's what I was feeling this morning, and it's just that's not good, right? Yeah, I had to do something about it. So I'm choosing to just believe and step forward, and once a morning after my 24 hours, I'll let the fear do its dance and then tell it to go away. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's it as far as what I've done today on my own personal work. I had an amazing, I want to share this before I get off, because I have a clinic coming up 2 Wednesdays from yesterday. It's on the calendar, and honestly I'm not using this video to market to you, so I don't even know the date. I think it might be the 16th. It's a Wednesday. But the really cool thing is I had a meeting today with the woman who's going to come talk during that clinic, and she has a Tai Chi studio in Raleigh that they teach mind body energetics to physically change the flow of energy with your meridians and acupressure, and there's a lot of different things. But meeting with her today was just so much fun because she speaks my language, all about energy. And when she does this talk, she's going to show us how to use chopsticks. And what she did with me is finding the pressure points in your head where it's really tender, and then you do this thing with the chopsticks to release the energy, and it literally cleared some of the stiffness in my neck. I went and I did it with one of my sons, and he was so uncomfortable. He's like, I don't know if I even want to do this. So it's a really powerful exercise. So I'm so excited about working with her and having her come talk to you guys. And it's just part of my dream is to have all these amazing healers and practitioners and teachers come together so that all of the people that are involved in my community can use their services and learn from them. So I think I'm all done. Georgie never woke up for us, but that's okay because he's been a pain in the butt this morning with wanting so much attention. That's how it is sometimes. Well, I guess that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening, and I guess that's it. This is Chris Lawton with Intuit Health. Have a wonderful night. Bye.